Just easy. I'll be fine. You? Seated. Ah.
Would you sit up, please?
Sure. Love to.
Oh, boy.
There, might be a little fluid in them boots, you know what I mean, boys? Just a little leak. Light shine, boys, and send the specimen to Nurse Ratchet. You know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah.
All right, out with your gum.
Huh?
Out with your gum.
Okay, this won't hurt, and it'll be over in just a moment.
Uh-huh. What's that?
Conducting.
A little dab will do you. Right, Mr. Jackson?
Open your mouth.
What's that?
This will keep you from biting your tongue.
Well,
Now just bite down on it. That's right. Just bite down.
huh?
Now bite down on it.
Good.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Welcome back to MindHijacked. That clip that you saw at the beginning of this presentation is the image people have from the 1970s, what psychiatry is all about. Which brings me to the point as to why I label this channel MindHijacked. You can see the power how media and movies and Hollywood can influence people's lives and destroy them. We know and we're aware everything we went through the pandemic. It is this reason also I bring this channel to bring some truth over some false beliefs. Misinformation, fake news can do a lot of damage to people. We've been the victims of this, and I don't think we'll take a second round of it. But today's topic is going to be, why are we afraid of psychiatry? And I need to make some comments on that clip. As you can see from that clip, you have two enforcers, a nurse, bringing a happy guy into a treatment, and there's all these guys strapping them down, and the man in black behind you, ready to shock you. So the image here that was promoted in that video, that even if you're happy, you're gonna get zapped, and we're gonna brainwash you, and we're gonna take your memories out. That is not what psychiatry was ever about. I'm not sure what the motivation was, but I think I suspect, and I know why. And I'll tell you what's behind this. And you won't believe it, but I'll tell you the truth why that movie was made. In the 1970s, there was a significant number of state hospitals, which, by the way, were very successful and were able to provide help for people. And then at that time, there was no homeless and mentally ill people in the streets. They made that movie to what we call deinstitutionalize mental health. You know what that means? That the people with mental illnesses was taken away from their safe places in these hospitals. Most of the people at that time had no homes, had no families. They were orphans with mental illness. We didn't have the problem around the country. And these places called state hospital were in large properties where people had an opportunity to build themselves, have stability. Have you noticed that the number of homelessness have increased across the country? And the majority of these people right now are in the streets. And if they don't land in the streets, guess where they go? They go to jail. The jail system right now, and I will show you some statistics in the link below, is full of mentally ill people. So that movie was motivated by money. The move to put less money in mental health. And this angers me as a psychiatrist. More on this movie. By the way, what you saw there was called electroconvulsive therapy. It was never conducted that way. Electroconvulsive therapy was done to very ill people. People who were starving and profoundly depressed when medications failed. Nobody goes into an ECT room smiling. This is the image that's been impregnated in society. This is not the only movie. multiple movies talking about psychiatry. In fact, the government used psychiatrists during the LSD programs of brainwashing. Remember the CIA? The man behind it was a very wicked psychiatrist who utilized his skills to use LSD and brainwashing. Yes, you can look this up. So this is the image that we have to help people. Horrible. And the movie was done to put fear in people's mind and shut down state hospitals. State hospital were these huge hospitals where there was safety and relief for these people. It was highly effective because after that movie, legislation was passed across the country where these places were closed down. And now you have all these mentally ill people in the streets. Poor souls. And this is what we fight with in psychiatry. People who get electroconvulsive therapy, like I told you, are not like that. A typical person who comes into electroconvulsive therapy is a woman or a man who is profoundly depressed, near death. And I have to tell you, back in the 1990s, I used to do electroconvulsive therapy in Indiana. We helped so many people that had no help. And I have videos on this in my channel. These people were depressed, they wanted to die, and basically they were given an anesthetic. They were never strapped down. They were greeted with compassion. They were greeted with care. This is a disservice. I'm really angry at my profession because they never did anything about it. They never went in there and stopped the movie. They gave in either through lobbying or whatever was needed. My profession sold out and not telling the truth behind what we really do. And this is why I promote these videos with passion, to take away the stigma, to help people that are suffering every day. If this movie would not have been out, we would have helped more people not to use drugs, because everybody's afraid to come to us because of these images and these misconceptions. It is this anger that promotes me to do these videos with passion, to give some truth behind this. We're getting duped with the misinformation. And again, that video is not a reflection. I'll tell you how the procedure is done. A procedure, the person is welcomed in, they lay down with compassion, a small anesthetic is applied, and and they are asleep. The treatment requires a stimulus, which induces a seizure. And this seizure you cannot see because the medicines we give them, they don't shake. When they wake up, if you apply this correctly, depending on the treatment, people wake up with a little confusion. And yes, some memories may be temporarily lost, but interesting enough, it is not the good memories. It is the bad memories. These are memories of the things that they've done, that they were suicidal, and you need to get rid of these memories so the brain can readapt. Eventually, these memories come back, and the patient is able to function. It is not like that whatsoever. Now we have newer treatments such as transcranial magnetic stimulation, which doesn't require ECT. ECT is still applied, but only to very sick people. Don't believe everything you see. There's always something behind these movements in Hollywood. It is something, an agenda, and it always has to do with money. Follow the money when you see something behind that's very drastic, when people's freedom are taken away. Who is behind it? Who's doing the lobbying? This is the society that we live in. And the people who suffer are us. We suffer because now, because of these images, people like me are always fighting forward to bring down the stigma, to get you help so you don't have to suffer. How many people do I see in the hospital right now who are misdiagnosed, who were not properly treated, who rather go to a primary care doctor with no experience and treating them for long periods of time and treatment failure? This is wrong, horribly wrong. So I will continue to do these shows to bring the truth into psychiatry. I'm also going to be moving towards a new direction. Treatments that are not yet approved and treatments that may benefit you. Treatments that have been neglected by pharmaceutical research, which can benefit you. One of these things that we call peptides, neuropeptides. I will provide you some research in future videos. They're called gut peptides. These are substances in the stomach that provide protection and healing that you don't know about. I don't claim that this is going to be the answer, but it will guide you in a new direction. And even if the placebo effect is part of it, for my colleagues, they're saying, yeah, well, placebo effect will cure. Good. We haven't even studied what the placebo effect. This is the disappointment. Nobody has bothered to understand the placebo effect, which could be another topic. But basically, if you tell somebody something is going to help, 30% of these people actually get cured. But we never bothered to do research on this, on the placebo effect. There's something that we have called endogenous healing that we have yet to learn. Follow the money. It will be a cheap solution. Sorry for this compassion, but I think that it's time to wake up. We will not get duped again into the future. And this is the purpose of this channel. As always, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the future with interesting topics. Take care.